it's so important that we change what the hell is going on in the world.
Well, and talking about like socials and social movements and all of that, I wanted to get into probably the most, like, loads of things like related to social movements have happened in this year, but I think the ones that are going to affect the most the live music industry globally, it's probably like Black Lives Matter, and I think as well Biden's win, I think,
Well,
moved.
Black Lives Matter. It's so important that that we change what the hell is going on in the world. The treatment of Black people, and to think that it is okay to stand on a man's neck and watch him die.
Mhm.
And we actually, and you know, the thing is, it's no longer good enough just to like voice it. You have to stand up and be accounted for and say no, you know. Um, it's horrific, you know,
Mhm.
in this
Yeah,
day and age,
it is.
that the racism exists across the board. Sexism, like, there's kind of a part of me that feels like taking someone and just saying like, open your eyes and grow the fuck up. Sorry for cursing.
No worries.
I'm very supportive of that movement, and I
Mhm.
actually I found it very emotional watching what was going on. It was horrific. Um, and Biden, well, okay, like, I'm not a political person at
Mhm.
all, and I have never voted in my life, which I'm totally ashamed of now. I registered to vote after he won. Um, I will get involved for the rest of my life in voting because I now realize that monsters will get through if you don't. And I think Biden is all about unifying. He's been in the White House before. He knows his way around. He's been the vice president. He gets on so well with the Republicans. He's a good man. He's a liked man. He's a respected man. He's a caring man. You know, he loves his family. He's a good family. His wife seems like a really beautiful, sweet woman. You know what I mean? Who is, by the way, like, incredibly smart and incredibly strong. And you know, I just, I cried like a baby when they announced that he won. I cried like a baby.
I was looking at Google, like refreshing all the time.
But
As
it's a
well.
really big thing that monster is. It shows that when people unite, we can do anything we want.
Mhm.
And bullies and disgusting men like that don't have a place in this world anymore, you know? They
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah.
Like, they don't. And I just, I'm looking for it, and I'm going to be super positive. I'm not going to get into the negativity about what has happened. I think Biden will be an amazing leader. And I also think it's very important because the States play such a big role on the big stage of the world that it does lead, you know, it does. And I think he will be a great leader. And Kamala Harris, I mean, what, like, she's going to be another, like, my eyes on her. She'll be a president one day. She's epic. She's epic.
Yeah.
So I think the pair of them will do an incredible job. And I'm just so happy that America, you know, changed for the better. And again, you know, today Georgia won. Like, so we, you know, now
Yep.
that that's amazing. So it just shows you can change things, you know, you can make things better. You can make people's voices heard. You can make colors, you know, stand up and be accounted for. You can just, like, it's important. Just like, you can't ever give up, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I think 2020 has been a year of change in that sense, and it's gonna be with us for the rest of our lives. The
Absolutely.
decisions we've made and everything, and I think this year both Black Lives Matter and um,
Win.
Biden win, for me personally, have been kind of an awake, like a woke up call,
Yeah.
a sense of like I was even though I'm a woman, I'm a white and I'm privileged. So I was not aware of half of the things that were going on in the US, because half of those things are not reported by the media here in Europe, and is completely true. So one of the things that made me think the most in 2020 was was the need for education, in the sense of like, you have to listen to the people who are suffering that racism, who are suffering that sexism, to actually understand it. You don't need if you're not part of it, you don't have any kind of, oh, sorry, yeah.
No, but it's not even, you made a really valid point. And this is interesting. You're saying you have to listen to the people about what the people are suffering. I also think, though, they have to listen to the people who are supporting Trump, because there's so many of them. There is clearly something wrong. There's something is not right with the democratic way, and people feel forgotten. Now, you're always going to have mad people on both sides. And this, I don't think, is a Republican or a Democratic issue. But I think what they really need to take from this, they need to start listening to everyone. And you're right, the only way out of it, and it's probably the reason for it, is lack of education. And the only way out of it is education. And that's the same across the world. Like when you look at Africa and the women there, and you know, underdeveloped countries where things are so messed up, education, it's education, educate. That's, and it's the only way, because it's the way.
It's also, yeah, it's also a double-edged sword as well, because you can use education to how is it, to indoctrinate people as well. So that it's some kind of like double-edged word. I think in 2020, social media in that sense has been some kind of like free, not free space, because it's also controlled and all of that, but let's not get into that.
No, I know what I get, but everything is a double-edged sword, though. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's about balance.
Yeah, exactly. It's about balance.